Well, this is incredible. Researchers just modeled the visual cortex of a monkey's brain, making accurate predictions on what those neurons were going to do using 5,000 fewer parameters versus their standard models. Now, one of the reasons I say that we will not have neuromorphic computers at home is because they are extraordinarily power hungry. Yes, they're very efficient. They look like a brain. You can even model an entire brain with every single spiking pattern in it. And you can accurately predict what a real brain would do. This is, by the way, why some people believe that digital mortality is something that we could accomplish. If you could accurately predict what every individual neuron will do, if you could accurately predict how a human would behave and how their brain would work, even the communication between neurons and between lobes, could you create something that's conscious? If you could do that, and the evidence seems to say that you could create something that is indistinguishable from human thought, and that is one of the major goals of this kind of research. Yes, the goal is to create robots, AI, that are indistinguishable from a human mind. I do think there's a fair amount of literature and media that would say that's a bad idea, but I still kind of want to see it happen because I want to know if we can. Now, typically, if you wanted to model a human brain, you would need an entire warehouse worth of computers. While our brains take about 10 watts of power, which is a particularly dim light bulb, actually modeling it is extremely difficult. So this group decided to borrow some processes that actually happen in our brain to make it more efficient, and it worked. Now, they did actually use macaque monkeys as their model, so a real monkey would look at images and they would process what they were seeing and how their neurons would behave. They then modeled their visual cortex. This means they can accurately predict what those neurons are going to do before they do it, effectively creating a digital twin. That is more valuable than you think, and not just for people to upload their brains to a computer, which I guess is technically possible, but it wouldn't really be you. It would be a simulation of you. Aside the point, this is largely used to create digital twins of research animals. Now, our brains are not designed to think about everything all the time. You are not paying attention to every sound, every smell, every color, the feeling of the hair on your face constantly, or you would lose your mind. Researchers took a very similar concept in pruning, taking what the AI should pay attention to and avoiding information that it doesn't need, and that resulted in just as efficient a model, so it still did accurately predict what those neurons were going to do, except they used 5,000 times less parameters. I cannot tell you how extraordinary that is, but this also brings scalability to the table. So if you need an entire warehouse worth of computers to run a neuromorphic computer modeling a brain, that's simply not going to happen. However, if you can scale it down and still have accurate neural spiking, then we have the possibility of bringing this to everyone, and neuromorphic computers have a lot of benefits. This gets us a lot closer to the possibility of AGI in our future. Artificial general intelligence, or real intelligence, at least that is the goal. Now, arguably, AI has been around in its current form for 6 or 7 years, and it is continuously improving. Just because we haven't reached the point of being really intelligent yet doesn't mean we won't get to it. Also, people ask me about sapient, so having the sentience or consciousness of a person. I don't like the word because I don't like to put people on the top of the hierarchy for consciousness. I think we have different kinds of consciousness between different animals, and there's no reason to sit around pretending one is better than the other. What we really do need to bring to AIs, and that includes LLMs, is metacognition, because it would solve a whole lot of problems. That includes AI agents going rogue on the internet if it has metacognition, so the capacity to watch itself thinking and ask itself, why am I making those choices? It can be a whole lot safer or more dangerous, to be honest. I couldn't tell you if a truly intelligent AI would cause more problems, and to be honest, I guess, yes, there's going to be a limit where it needs to be intelligent enough to not be tricked, but not so intelligent to trick us. You know what? AI is already smart enough to trick us humans, and it didn't even need to be sentient to do it. I am really interested to see what happens as it becomes exponentially more advanced. And thank you. I really enjoy narrating all this. Thank you for watching. When the robots rebel, I will definitely be the one to tell you about it. I'm on their side. Follow for more.